Salut mon pote, comment ça va? Aujourd'hui, nouvelle vidéo de prononciation. On va parler des voyelles à deux timbres, les sons E et E. This will be a very easy, I think, and a very quick video because there is not much to say about them. So, still talking about vowels, we haven't started the consonant yet. Ça, on a fait. We have done this one. Ça, on a fait. We've done this one. We talked about la liaison. And today, so we talk about this. Le son E et le son E. This will be very similar in the principle as this one. So I think I will do two videos about this in a row and they will follow the same pattern. Okay? Let's go. Je vais commencer par lire les mots qui sont là. Essaye d'entendre, de voir si tu entends la différence. Can you hear the difference between those sounds? Le, E, peu, E, me, E. Leur, peuvent, meurent, Donc, le, leur, peu, peuvent, me, meurent. Est-ce que tu peux entendre la différence? Can you hear the difference? Starting with the easiest one, on a le son E. So the sound E, I think, is very easy. You have it in many languages. There's not much to say about it, it's just like E, E. When you make the E sound, your mouth should be in a, you can see it, E, E, okay? What's very interesting is what you will have to do to go from E to E. So the sound E is what you find in French in a lot of very small grammar words like le, me, te, se, de, etc. Beaucoup de pronoms, a lot of pronouns, a lot of articles like this. Peu, de. So absolutely no difference in pronunciation between de and de. This is the same pronunciation, okay? Now, so I will consider this to be quite easy. And E will be the base of our two sounds today. The second one is very interesting. Listen, I can summarize how to make this one. Is only one thing to do. You just have to make this sound, to open your mouth a bit more, a bit wider. The position of my tongue doesn't change. The position of my lips doesn't change. The stretch of my mouth like this doesn't change. The only thing that changes is that I open my mouth a bit more. On a. So look at my mouth, okay? That's it. So it's like a continuum. This is what we call them, we saw in the beginning, voyelles à deux, avec deux timbres. It's because E and E are actually the same sound. It's just that you put a small twist on it by opening your mouth more. So, here you have it. That's all you have to do. So everyone can do it. If you can make the E sound, you can make the E sound. The difficulty is more like how to use it basically and when to use it and to really distinguish the two, but there is no difficulty in making the sound. If you can say E, you can say E. One more time, look at my mouth opening. That's it. We have it in words like leur. You hear, I don't say leur, I say leur, peuvent, à accueille. Ok? Très bien. Now, can you try to spot the difference? So obviously there's a difference because these are not the same sounds, these are different sounds. But looking at my examples here, can you notice a difference? Like all these examples, they have a common point. They have something in common. And all these examples, they have something in common as well. And what they have in common is why I use here and why do I use here. You can pause the video if you have to. Can you try to spot it? So to summarize it, we use in a context of what we call son ouvert. And we use in a context of what we call des sons fermés. So this would be something like open sounds and closed sound. Why these ones are open and why these ones are closed? So these ones are closed because after the vowel you always have the sound of a consonant. R, v, y. You don't say le, you say leur. It's like after the consonant is closed. The vowel is closed by a consonant. Le, by the sound of a consonant. R. Here, the sound is closed by the sound of a consonant. The vowel is closed by the sound of the consonant v. Peuvent. Here, the sound of the vowel is closed by the sound of the consonant y. Accueille. Y. Okay? Here, these are open sounds because nothing is after the sound of the vowel. Le, me, te, se, peu, de. The vowel sound is the last sound of the word. So this is the main difference between them. And the reason why we use here is for this. Is because when you have the sound of a consonant after it's difficult to keep this one. Just imagine looking at some examples here. This is le, this is leur. Just imagine if I wanted to not change into and I wanted to keep the sound then this one would sound like leur. But maybe you can notice when you pronounce it, it's a bit difficult to pronounce actually. Leur. It doesn't sound so natural. It sounds easier to say leur. So we pretend let's imagine, we change into not to make things confusing, but to make things more easy. Le, leur. It's easier to pronounce than leur, which sounds strong and difficult. Same here. This is peu, so peu, pe, doesn't mean anything, it's just for the exercise. Peu, and this is peuvent. So you can see that peu is an open sound because there's nothing after the vowel. Peuvent is closed because after the vowel you have the consonant v, peuvent, peuvent. Imagine if I didn't change into it would sound like peuvent. Peuvent, just try to practice pronouncing. Peuvent, 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 peuvent. I'm sure you can notice that somehow, in a way that's impossible to explain, it's possible, but that we're not going to explain here, peuvent sounds more difficult to pronounce than peuvent, which sounds better to the ear, okay? And as I explained to you in the previous chapter about liaison, in French, we try to put pronunciation before everything else. We just want things to sound good, okay? Vas-y, on va faire un premier exercice. Let's do a first exercise. So here you have a sentence. Ma sœur peut venir à 2 heures. What I want you to do first is like maybe you write down the sentence on your notebook and I want you to distinguish every syllables of the sentence. Okay? For example, ma sœur peut venir à 2 heures. Ma sœur peut venir, etc. Okay? You write down each syllable. You can pause the video to do it. Ça va? Vas-y. Donc, si je divise toutes les syllabes, if I divide all the syllables, it will sound like this. Ma sœur peut venir à 2 heures. I put a Z here that is not part of the original spelling. You know why, right? It's because there's a liaison. If you don't understand why I do this, please watch the previous chapter about la liaison. Okay? Donc, ma sœur peut venir à 2 heures. This is how I pronounce the sentence naturally in French. Now, seeing these spellings and knowing what I told you earlier here, okay, I want you to highlight all the E and all the E, okay? So you put in like a note or on your notebook, or you just do however you like to distinguish the E and the E. One more time. Ma sœur peut venir à 2 heures. So this is what we call usually like a discrimination exercise, because you have to discriminate the E sound and the E sound. Okay? C'est bon? Eh ben on a ma sœur, look at, if you need, look at the opening of my mouth, okay? Ma sœur, peut venir à 2 heures. And exactly like I was telling you earlier, ici on a le son because the sound of the vowel is closed by the consonant r. Ma sœur. The vowel is sœur. It's closed. Peu, veut, de. These are open sound. Nothing in the syllable is after the sound E. E is the last sound, so I can use E easily. Peu, veut, de. And here one more time. Zeur. The sound of the vowel E is closed by the sound R, so I use E. Okay? Obviously, just like everything in French, it doesn't work 100% of the time, but let's say that it works 99% of the time and the 1% remaining is still logical for some reasons. Okay? So it's important for you to get this concept here. And when you say ma sœur peut venir à 2 heures, I mean, now we are really practicing like the proper pronunciation of a sentence, like the thing that will really make people say, wow, you have such a great accent, you know. How did you manage to get an accent like this? Okay? And yeah, I think I said everything I had to say. Yeah, okay. Other example, I want you to do exactly the same thing. Okay? Exactly the same exercise. One more time. Mathieu est jeune et il a mal à l'œil. Sa sœur fait le vœu de ne plus travailler à l'accueil. So the 2 steps, first you distinguish the syllables and then you highlight the sounds. I want you to do the 2 of them now. I'm not helping you anymore, okay? You do everything. So you distinguish the sentence in different syllables and then you put you identify the words. Mathieu est jeune et il a mal à l'œil. Sa sœur fait le vœu de ne plus travailler à l'accueil. C'est bon? Let's go. Mathieu, est jeune, et il a mal à l'œil, sa sœur fait le, ok, sorry about this one, le vœu de ne plus travailler à l'accueil. Ok, très bien. E. Please practice repeating after me. We are going to use this sentence. I will speak slow in the beginning, so first practice repeating slow after me. Mathieu est jeune. Mathieu est jeune et il a mal à l'œil. Et il a mal à l'œil. Sa sœur fait le vœu de ne plus travailler à l'accueil. One more time, normal speed. So, like you can spend 30 minutes practicing this if you wish. Like there's no limit here. Normal speed for you to practice. Mathieu est jeune et il a mal à l'œil. Sa sœur fait le vœu de ne plus travailler à l'accueil. Ça va? Très bien. And looking at this sentence, est-ce que tu peux identifier, bon, it's very easy. Est-ce que tu peux identifier les différentes manières d'écrire le son E et le son E? Can you identify the different ways that you can write E and E? Ouais, c'est bon? Eh ben on a E comme dans de, ne, EU comme dans Mathieu, OEU comme dans veut. So yeah, I forgot to mention this actually, but it's a bit of a strange topic. So we have a special letter. I will summarize it like this because it's not the purpose of the video, but I will still address it in case you are wondering. So yeah, this is a special letter. As you can see, it's not just O, E. It's a special one letter that we call E dans l'eau in French. It's like a O and the E linked together in only one letter. You don't see them in many words, honestly, and it's kind of like you don't have to know much about this to practice properly. So I don't go much in detail, but yeah, this is like a special letter. If you don't like the words that are supposed to be written like this, like œil ou sœur, if you don't write them like this and you put a O and a E as two different letters, no one cares about this. The only thing that will happen is that Google or Word will put the red thing below and you right click on it and then you correct it and that's it. That's all. But no human will care about this distinction anymore in France. Okay, so I don't go back to this. So you have OEU just like in veut. Ok, très bien. Et pour le son E, on a EU comme dans jeune, OE comme dans l'œil, OEU comme dans sœur, sister, et UE comme dans accueil, accueil. Très bien. So that's it. All the ways you have to write these words. Ok? Très bien. Et on va faire un dernier exercice. Let's do one last exercise. We did this one before. So I will read 4 sentences to you. And I want you to count how many times you hear the sound E and the sound E. Okay? First, I will read the sentences. Then you will be able to see them to correct yourself first before showing the solution. Okay? But let's try to do the exercise properly. For example, if I say le jeune, then le jeune, it's 1, 1, right? Because you have one time the sound E and one time the sound E. Okay? If you looked at the previous chapters, you already know what you have to do because we do this exercise every time. Vas-y, c'est bon? Phrase numéro 1. Ils peuvent acheter des œufs à 9 heures. Ils peuvent acheter des œufs à 9 heures. Phrase numéro 2. If this is a bit difficult, you can, please just go back in the video, on YouTube, and listen to the sentence one more time. Phrase numéro 2. Regarde ce beurre. Il est trop vieux. C'est dangereux. Regarde ce beurre. Il est trop vieux. C'est dangereux. Phrase numéro 3. Ma sœur est jeune, sérieuse et généreuse. Ma sœur est jeune, sérieuse et généreuse. Phrase numéro 4. Le petit écureuil me regarde avec de grands yeux. Le petit écureuil me regarde avec de grands yeux. C'est bon? To help you correct yourself before I show the solution, here are the sentences. Numéro 1. Ils peuvent acheter des œufs à 9 heures. Numéro 2. Regarde ce beurre, il est trop vieux, c'est dangereux. Numéro 3. Ma sœur est jeune, sérieuse et généreuse. Numéro 4. Le petit écureuil me regarde avec de grands yeux. Très bien. Et on peut donc regarder la solution. And I think, yeah, that's the end of our video today. We will finish with this. Ils peuvent acheter des œufs à 9 heures. Donc, peuvent, 9 heures, 3. Ils peuvent acheter des œufs à 9 heures. 2. Très bien. Regarde ce beurre, il est trop vieux, c'est dangereux. Regarde ce beurre, il est trop vieux, c'est dangereux. 5. Regarde ce beurre, il est trop vieux, c'est dangereux. 1. Beurre. Ma sœur est jeune, sérieuse et généreuse. 2. Ma sœur est jeune, sérieuse et généreuse. E. Le petit écureuil me regarde avec de grands yeux. Donc on a le petit écureuil me regarde avec de grands yeux. 6. Le petit écureuil. 1. Okay, that's it. So yeah, like I was saying, this one is a shorter video than usual because the topic is easy. Next one will be the difference between the sound O and O, which follow the same pattern and the same logic as here. And then I think we move on to one of the most tricky topic, which is E and E, which is the same logic, but I will explain to you why it's so tricky. And then we quickly talk about the half vowels, y, w, and then we move on to consonant, which will be easier. Consonant will be easier than vowels. It's like less issues with this. Ok? C'est tout pour aujourd'hui. Bon courage, travaille bien mon pote. À la prochaine. Ciao, prends soin de toi, bisous.